Well, hello, my friends. Have you ever had times when you looked at someone that they weren't living right? They were actually outright wicked, and yet they seemed to prosper, and you were struggling, and you're trying to do what's right, and yet you're struggling while they prosper. Well, in our reading today in Psalms chapters number 72 to 77, one of those Psalms was written by one of David's singers. His name was Asaph. And in Psalm 73, he says this, "But as for me, my feet had almost stumbled. My steps had nearly slipped, for I was envious of the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." And when you look over in verse number 13, it says, "All in vain have I kept my heart clean and washed my hands in innocence." So he's basically saying, and the way you and I sometimes feel, that what is the use? We try to live right, and it seems like sometimes we have the trouble and other people don't. In fact, he goes on and expresses some of the successes that the evil or those wicked do. In verse number 4, he says, there's no trouble. They don't have any trouble till death. Verse number 4, their bodies are fat and sleek. In verse number 5, they don't have trouble like other men of mankind. Verse 6, they're proud. Verse 7, they're full of folly. Verse 8, they speak with malice towards the oppressors. And verse number 9, they speak against heaven, even against God, and yet they prosper. In verse 12, they're at ease and they increase in riches. So friends, as we look and when we're trying to do right, it does get discouraging, but we go on and we read in verses number 16 and 17. But when I thought how to understand this, it seemed to me a wearisome task until I went into the sanctuary of God. Then I discerned their end. And we see in verses 18 and 19 what their end would be. It says, truly you set them in slippery places. You make them fall to ruin. How they are destroyed in a moment, swept away utterly by terrors. So friends, I want to say that let's be careful about looking at the successes of the wicked, because their day is coming. And God hasn't forgotten you. He knows where you are, but it's a natural feeling that we have whenever we see others, the wicked, being successful, and it seems like we're having problems. But anyway, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.